Now then, I'm sick of hearing creationists tell me that the argument between creationism and evolution, or even the larger conflict of religion versus science, ultimately just comes down to faith. The argument usually runs something like this. Evolution is just as much a scientific dogma as creation is a religious dogma. Both sides have access to the same evidence and have reached different conclusions, so whichever side you land on is the result of your personal faith. Either you believe in, name your religious tradition, or you believe in Darwin. Bullshit. There are a couple of key issues here. The first is the definition of the word faith. Creationists like to claim that scientists take the fact of evolution as an article of faith because evolution, by its nature, is difficult, if not impossible, to observe as it actually happens. But does a good scientist have that kind of faith? A professional scientist describing a concept or outlining an experiment has to choose his or her words very exactly. But we use language much less precisely when we talk casually to one another. When a person uses the word faith, that person could mean any number of things. Faith could mean a belief in the absence of evidence. This is the sense in which people use the word when they talk of a religious faith, a faith in God, and it's probably what we mean most of the time when we say faith. Faith can also mean loyalty, fidelity, as in faithful or in good faith, and that's probably the second most common way in which we casually use the word. But again, the everyday way we use language is far more indistinct and flexible than the way a scientist or, say, the compiler of a dictionary might employ it in his or her profession. In casual speech, faith can also be synonymous with trust or confidence. I might say, if I ever had occasion other than right now to say such a thing, that I have faith that my girlfriend will be home from work on time, or that my truck will start when I turn the key, or that dialing a particular telephone number will connect me with a particular person. What I actually mean is that I have confidence that those things will happen based on past experience. Faith isn't the best word, strictly speaking, but I can use it and get my point across. In the same way, I might say that I have faith that if I let go of a ball, it'll fall to the ground rather than fly up into the sky. Philosophers call this induction, and it's a whole different problem. Practically speaking, I know the ball is going to fall, not just based on my own extensive personal experience with ball dropping, but because the laws of physics, which have never been contradicted, say that here on Earth, when you let go of a ball, it falls. Every single time. We know so much about how the laws of physics operate that before we even let the ball go, we can calculate with near perfect accuracy how long it will take the ball to fall, where on the ground it'll hit, and where it will go from there. The same understanding also allows us to predict with comparable accuracy the position of a given body, say an asteroid, in space at any given time. If you know the necessary information about the asteroid in question and you know the calculation, you can look at a particular spot in the sky at a particular time and have faith that the asteroid will be there. Again, faith isn't really the word we want here. It would be more formally correct to say that we expect the asteroid to be there. But it's faith in this colloquial sense, which we might rightly say that a scientist has. When Richard Dawkins talks about evolution, he is assuming that it's true, but not for the same reason that a Muslim assumes that the Quran is true, that is, religious faith. Scientists base their assumptions on evidence, and scientists assume evolution is true because it's been proven true. Humans did evolve from an earlier, now extinct species of primate. We do share common ancestors with chimpanzees, gorillas, and for that matter with cats and dogs, sharks, corals, amoebae, and every other organism on the earth. It's a fact. It's real. Just the same as gravity is real. And just as we have a theory called general relativity to explain how gravity works, we also have a theory to explain how evolution works. Any guesses what that's called?